Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Fanadian here. I'd like to welcome you guys all to another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins safety situation coming into training camp. So, just like I did with the wide receivers and linebackers, I'm going to go over every individual player on the roster. I'm going to talk about who I think is going to make the team. And then I'll end the video with some just general thoughts on the position groups. So, let's get started with the first guy listed here, and that's Brian Cole, safety. He's got 1 year experience because last year he got drafted by the Vikings in the 7th round. Didn't end up really playing at all, got released by the Vikings and got signed by the Dolphins to the practice squad. So mainly a camp body coming into training camp that's going to be competing for one of those final roster spots here. Clayton Fedulum signed with the team last year, signed a 3 year deal. Didn't actually end up playing too much safety because this guy was mainly signed for his special teams abilities, was one of the Miami Dolphins special teams captains, and ended up playing really good on special teams. Just when he was at safety, it wasn't really, all too great. So we'll have to see what happens with Fedulum. I do feel like as a backup, safety, he is good enough to be a backup. It's just that, with the salary cap being the way it is, if one of these younger guys comes in here and starts performing really good, he might end up losing his roster spot. So that is something to watch throughout training camp. Nate Hawley, another young safety here, joined the team last year, played for the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL. I believe he was like their defensive rookie of the year. He played linebacker for him. He was like an LB safety hybrid, ended up signing with the Dolphins. Didn't really end up playing with them that much. Ended up getting converted to a full-on safety, which is something the Dolphins have shown they can do, is they can convert players from other position groups to full-on safeties. So we'll have to see what happens with Hawley as he continues to adjust to the NFL and being a full-on safety. So we'll have to see how he does in training camp, because like I mentioned, if he does play really good in training camp and in preseason, the team might go with him over Fedulum as just, a cheaper, younger option that they feel like they might be able to develop some more. Next here is Brandon Jones, didn't sign with the team, was drafted by the team last year in the 3rd round, had a really solid rookie season, right? I wouldn't say too great, but definitely not bad, showed a lot of promise, was really good at tackling and playing that strong in the box safety kind of position, did a really good job when it came to blitzing, tackling running backs, but when in coverage, he did give up a lot of receptions. He also didn't give up a lot of receiving yards, so you could kind of just say that is maybe just the position he's playing, because he is the one who's supposed to cover those really quick and short routes and just instantly tackle these guys as fast as he can, which he did show he can do. He's a really good tackler. It's just, those coverage skills can use some work, which that was something we did know about Brandon Jones when he did get drafted by the Dolphins. Is a lot of people said he was just more of like an in the box tackling, running back, stopping kind of safety. But we'll see if he takes a year to jump here and improves those coverage skills. I have a lot of high hopes for him because he does seem like a really smart dude. The one thing about Brandon Jones that a lot of people say about him is he has a lot of good game sense, game smarts. He was injured for the combine when he was entered the draft, so what he did is he went and wrote a report for every single team about why he'd fit their defense, why they should draft him. He ended up sending one of those to the Dolphins, obviously. Brian Flores liked that and decided to draft him and put him in the defense right away, right? Like he was contributing ever since that first New England game all the way to the end of the season against the Buffalo Bills. So well, be exciting to see what they do with him here in year 2 if he gets a bigger role, and to see, what kind of positions they put him in here. Next up, Eric Rowe, the strong safety, was originally a corner with the team in 2019 during that tank season, came over from New England with Brian Flores, had a really rough time at corner, but got converted to a safety and started playing really good at safety, so they gave him an extension, and last year, coming into his first season as the starting safety, was honestly one of the most underrated players on the team. Did a really good job covering tight ends, had a couple nice interceptions for himself, and some people like to kind of goof on him a bit, talk about how he got burnt by Darren Waller and Travis Kelsey, but everyone was getting burnt by Darren Waller and Travis Kelsey. Those dudes are just absolute monsters, and Eric Rowe shut down absolutely everybody else he had to cover, including George Kittle, who's another monster. So really excited to see what Eric Rowe does here, come into his, second year as the starting safety for the team with Bobby McCain being gone. I want to see if he steps into more of a leadership role. because, we are going to need someone to step up with Bobby being gone. And there is one guy that they signed that can really do that if we scroll up here, because he's actually listed as a DB on the website, and that is Jason McCourty, the cornerback safety hybrid. Brian Flores did say that Jason McCourty is mainly going to be playing safety, and the thing I do like about McCourty is even though he is 33 years old, he has 13 years of NFL experience, and I am a strong believer in the fact that if you're going to have a team that's really young and just full of young players, you need to mix in a couple veterans that could just help teach these guys, help establish the culture, be leaders, and help these guys adjust to playing in the NFL. Learn all those little differences between NFL football and college football, and just all those extra things you have to do as an NFL pro to get ready for game day. So I think he'll just be an overall great influence on the locker room, even if he doesn't play a lot, because he did specifically state in his interview with the team, with the press, that he is looking forward to teaching these young guys and passing his knowledge down to them. So I think dudes like Noah Igbenogany and Brandon Jones are going to greatly benefit by having someone like Jason McCourty on the team. And like I mentioned, he can help fill that void of leadership that's going to be left by Bobby McCain getting cut. And he does give us a nice safety blanket if some of these younger players do take some more time to develop. So next, there's one more safety on the team, and he's all the way at the bottom of the website, and that's because he hasn't signed yet, because he was drafted by the team this year in the second round, and that is Javon Holland. I'm not going to get too in depth with Javon Holland here, just because I have a whole video titled "What Miami Dolphins Rookie Am I the Most Excited to Watch Play in 2021?" and it is Javon Holland. Just some of the quick reasons why are I think he's just the perfect fit in the perfect situation, like just the type of player he is. He's going to excel in this Dolphins secondary. I love his personality. I think he's a really good athlete. He played really good at Oregon, and his dad was a professional NFL player and has been training him ever since the age of 8 to, be an NFL player. So even though he did opt out last year, I do feel like he will be ready. So if you want to hear more about Javon, go watch that, what Miami Dolphins rookie am I most excited for in 2021 video. So let's get into who I think is going to make the team. So obviously I got Javon Holland making the team, and we also got Eric Rowe. Those guys are pretty easy to say they're going to make it. These guys are most likely going to be the two starters. These are the two that most people have predicting starting. It is going to depend on how training camp goes. Brandon Jones also going to make the team, and Jason McCourty, who's up on the list here that I mentioned earlier, will also make the squad. So the Dolphins brought 5 safeties last year on the 53-man roster. I mentioned 4 so far, and I think it's really going to be a toss-up mainly between these 3 guys. Obviously, Clayton Fedulum is the favorite as the more veteran guy. He's played a lot of special teams, was a captain last year. But like I mentioned, if Nate Hawley and even Brian Cole just happen to perform really well in training camp or even in preseason, I can see them taking that spot. Some people are saying maybe they only bring 4 safeties into the season, but I think we're going to see them use a lot of multiple safety sets with 3 safeties on the field at the same time. So I think they're going to want to have 5 safeties on the field and on the team. Not on the field at the same time, sorry, but they want to have 5 on the roster, especially with how young some of these guys are. So overall thoughts on the position group are, I think they're going to be really versatile. It's probably going to be their biggest strength is we have multiple dudes who could be lined up at different positions, right? Eric Rowe was a corner. Jason McCourty used to play corner. Javon Holland also played corner in college. Even dudes like if Nate Hawley makes the team, like I said, he used to play linebacker. They line Brandon Jones up at linebacker sometimes. They blind him up all over, and I'm gonna think they're going to continue to do that. Brian Flores loves flexible players. He loves trying to confuse the offense and using guys in different directions. We're going to see a lot of these dudes blitzing a lot, which is something that happened last year, and also we're going to see these guys play a mix of zone coverage and press man coverage. So versatility will be one of their biggest strengths, and I think the safety group has a really high ceiling with these young players, right? If Brandon Jones can make a year 2 leap and Javon Holland is as good as promised, I think the Dolphins secondary will be in that discussion for best secondary in the NFL, right? They're already kind of halfway there with the corners they have on the team. It's just the safety position was a little lacking in comparison to some of the other team safety groups. But if these young guys could come in here and step up and play really good, I do think the Dolphins will have one of the top secondaries in the NFL. And even if they don't, I still think with Eric Rowe on the team and Jason McCourty being there, the floor for this team is still pretty solid. I mean, like for the safety groups. So I still think they'll be pretty good, even if it does take these young guys some time to adapt. And I'm really looking forward to training camp just to hear how well these guys are performing, right? How well is Javon Holland doing? Is Brandon Jones taking that leap? Who is winning that roster battle spot for the final place? There's like these young guys stepping up. Is playing really good here, second year in the defense. Maybe Eric Rowe just starts beasting out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the reports are, and then when preseason starts, just to see how they get used. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to try and keep this one shorter than some of the previous videos, just because I didn't mention it twice here. I did mention Eric Rowe, Brandon Jones, Javon Holland, Jason McCourty, and Clayton Fedulum are my picks for who's going to be making the 53-man roster. And that's how I'm going to end the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more Dolphins content. Leave a comment letting me know if you liked it. What are you looking forward to this training camp with these safeties? Who do you think is going to be a beast? Who do you think is going to make the team? Who do you think won't make the team? Do you think Eric Rowe will step up and start getting some more recognition this year for how well he was playing? Maybe, you're a big Nate Hawley fan or something, leave a comment below. And until then, thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully I see you in the next video.